if you're going to be using video and social media to put yourself out there to increase your know, your like, and your trust, then how do you do it properly? A lot of people say, I'm doing doing videos, but it's not working. Well, yeah, that's because I appreciate the action you're taking, but the action you're taking, you're not taking it right. So how do we do it the right way? How do we do it the most effective way to get the best return on our investment? Would you guys like to know the answer to that? Oh, 100. A little bit, 100. You would like to know. Well, our next speaker is going to tell you exactly how to do it. Well, who is she? She's an author. She is a coach. She is in the top 1% of real estate agents in this entire country. Oh yeah, you can give that a round of applause. Yes. Might you say that this woman knows a thing or two about how to be seen as an expert and an authority? You might. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready to have her show you how to use video and social media so that you are more seen and so that you are seen as an expert so that you can increase your revenue, are you ready for it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if you are, get on your feet and welcome to the stage, Miss Krista Mashore.
You guys are awesome. This girl is on fire. How can I be nervous after this? Thank you. Hi, guys. I thought I was going to be nervous, and then you guys gave me this awesome welcome, so I really appreciate that. And I have to say, you guys need some estrogen on this stage because I've seen the menu, and it's like all men, so I'm ready to rock you guys out, okay? So before I get into everything, I want to ask you guys a question. So would you be comfortable if somebody told you that there was an easier way for you to make more money, show up online, become the expert authority in your industry by doing things a little bit different? Yes? Okay, a little bit easier. So what kind of things are you guys doing right now to generate leads? Just throw out some things to me. Referrals, great. Seminars. Social media. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys social media done right, all right? So before I get into that, I love my little credit hero guy. Yay! He's like my little binky, so in case I get nervous, I'm holding him. So I'm just sitting. I'm going to take him home. Anyway, so with that being said, and hopefully you can hear me because my first time wearing one of these microphones, so I appreciate it. And I talk really fast. You guys better listen up because it's like you're going to have to rewind this for a second. Go, what did she just say? So I'm going to try to focus on speaking a little bit more slowly because I have a ton of energy, and there is no caffeine in this body. It's just fully me. Yeah, I know. You guys probably think I'm on crack or something, right? I get asked that a lot, like, what do you drink? I'm like, just water. But anyways, so I get asked all the time, Krista, like, how do you do so much business? How are you selling 151 homes a year when the average agent is only selling 3? Like, what's your secret? And recently, I've just launched a new coaching business about 4 months ago, and we're on record to set do about $2 million this year. So they ask me, I'm going to show you how to do it. They say, like, how do you do it? And I'll tell you, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about the people that are in the Millionaire Club, which Daniel and Keenan are so awesome to have. And I got to say, thank you so much for having me, Daniel and Keenan. This thing is amazing. I love the energy in here, so I really appreciate you having me. And I mean that too. So I met a guy this morning at breakfast. I look like a hot mess. Everybody doesn't even know it's me. But I said, hey, how many people are in there? He goes, about 100. He goes, but man, this group is on fire. Like, they have tons of energy. I'm like, yes, I love those kind of groups. So good for you guys for being here and taking your business so seriously. So before I get into the reasoning on how I do what I do, I want to let you know something. I like to tell you a story if I can. And I tell you this story not to feel sorry for me, but to make you understand that we are all cut from the exact same thread. We're all the exact same people in this room, right? Whether you're in the Millionaire Club or whether you're in the I'm just getting by club, we're all the exact same. So many times we look at people that seem to be so successful, that seem to have everything, that seem to have the best car and the best relationship, right? And then the next day you see them on Facebook like, I love my husband, we're so wonderful. And the next day it's like, we're going to get divorced, right? Because people, they don't show you all the bad stuff. All you see is the good stuff, right? Isn't that true? Okay. So I tell you that by saying we are all the same. We're all cut from the same thread, but the difference between some people is how do you deal with adversity, right? How do you actually take yourself from on the bottom and then move yourself up? And this is where my story comes in. So it was about 16 years ago, 17 years ago, I was at breakfast with all my best friends. We'd all gone to high school together and very, very close. Our kids were running around. They were having a great time and just reminiscing, you know how that is. And all of a sudden, my phone rang. So being in real estate, I'm brand new in real estate, I answered. So on the other line, it was my friend from college. And she said, Krista, you know. And I said, hey, Michelle, how you doing? She goes, I'm doing good. She's all, but, you know, I'm in Napa right now. And I've seen your husband. And I said, oh, I know, he's there golfing. And she's like, Krista, he's not golfing. I've seen him being intimate with a woman. So I know, it's like, ugh. So instantly, I was crushed because the thing is that it happened 3 years prior. And at that time, 3 years prior, I said, if this ever happens to me again, I will leave. So I knew at that point that my life was going to change very, very quickly. And the craziest thing was we had just bought in a brand new home, which I could not afford. I had just left my full-time teaching job to get into real estate, right, to spend more time at home with my children. But it didn't look like that was going to happen. So when something like this happens to you, you think that you're angry, but quite frankly, you are just absolutely devastated. You're hurt, and you wonder, like, why is this happening to me again? And this loop goes through your head. Why me? You know, why again? Like, once your fault, twice mine, right? How could I let this happen to me again? So then I'm stressing and worried and going, my kids, we have this life together. How many more lives? What else has happened? It's just this crazy spiral effect. I don't know if any of you have been there, but you know, everyone thinks it just seems so natural for people to get divorced, but for me, my family was being crushed and ripped apart. So it was really, really devastating for me. So again, I tell you this because I know some of you have gone through something similar, or maybe you're in a different spot right now, right? And maybe things, you know, look like you can't get above where you're at. You're always going to be where you are. And I'll tell you that at that moment, I felt like I was going to pretty much die. So people say, Krista, where does your success come from? Well, I'll tell you where it comes from. Number one, you have to have your husband leave you. That's where it comes from. Number two, you need your bank accounts completely drained. Number three, it really helps when the new girlfriend is picking up your children, driving your car, right? Really, I mean, who does that? I'm like, is this really happening to me? It happened, you know? But the ultimate lowest point in my life was probably when I was sitting alone at Thanksgiving. My family are Jehovah's Witnesses, so they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I was by myself, and it was the first holiday without my girls, right? And family to me is everything. I mean, I was emphatic about having a really solid family for my girls. So I remember just crying and drinking like 10 in the morning. I'm having a bottle of wine. Who does that, right? I was sad. And so I looked outside and feeling lonely and really just like I was worthless. I said, you know what, Krista? You better get off your butt and you need to make a change. You cannot continue to feel sorry for yourself. You need to put a backyard in that blank dirt for your daughters. You're going to put a pool out there for them. And I all of a sudden had a mind shift. Now, I will tell you, that year I lost about 30 pounds. I went under 100 pounds. It was not easy, but I made it happen. I went from selling 0 houses to selling 69 homes my very first year in the business. Again, not because I'm special. The reason I did it was because of these 2 girls right here, okay? They're what kept me going, and they're what continue to keep me going, right? So what is it like people like me, people that are in the Millionaire Club, people that you see that are so successful, what makes them different? I'll tell you, they're going through the exact same thing that you are. It's just how they deal with it that makes them different. It's they get up every single day, they put one foot in front of the other, and when they feel like jumping out of that rock, which I do a lot, even still, right, they still get up and they smile. And they put their best foot forward, and they show up, and they impact the world. I made a choice that day, people, and I just stuck to it. So the crazy thing is that things were going great, right? All of a sudden, I'm feeling better. I'm selling a lot of houses, making a lot of money. I didn't need anybody, so I kind of get back up there in the world, and things are doing better, and we're happy. And then all of a sudden, the market crashed again. So then I'm going from selling 150 homes to selling 12 homes in 1 year. So again, devastation, right? It was like I had a whole team. My daughters, I was able to keep them in their house, but then adversity hits again, right? But again, we jump back up, and here we are. Why? So what makes people that are like that special? Well, I can tell you for me, it's definitely not because I'm more positioned, because I grew up in a foster home and a group home, right? I was a juvenile hall kid. That was me. So it's not because I'm special in that manner. I didn't have a family to help get me there. It's not because I'm smarter, because I was in special education class when I was younger. It's because I am consistent and emphatic about making a difference in my life and those around me, which is what all of you are going to do, right? That's why you're here. You want to help people. You want to help people improve their credit so they can have a better quality of life, and you can at the same time. Is that what you guys are here for? Yeah. That's what you're about, right? I get that from you. Daniel and Keenan seem to really live that way, and I can tell that their culture and their tribe are exactly the same way. So I love speaking in front of people like you. So with that being said, I've come a long way from that sad, lonely, depressed person in the kitchen, right? Because I made the choice to. And so now people say, Krista, there we are now. I'm getting a little bit older. And I'm actually happily married now, right? Like things got great. Most amazing husband you can ever ask for. So how do I do it? What makes me different? I'm going to put this little guy over here. I learned something called engagement marketing. The Fortune 500 companies call this content marketing. I call it engagement marketing. And we're going to get into what engagement marketing is, because let me tell you that if you learn this technique and you properly learn how to distribute it and use it correctly, you will quickly learn to dominate your industry. It's how in the past 4 months of going into the coaching business, I've been able to raise over $250,000 just in 4 months from doing the exact same technique that I'm going to teach you, breaking into a brand new industry. So if I can do it, and if people that I've taught that sell chapstick and t-shirts and lenders, if they can do it, so can you. You guys have an enormous amount of opportunity in front of you. So we all want the same thing, right? We want more time. We want more freedom. That's what most people tell me. I said, what do you want in life? They think they want money, but really they want freedom. They want the money so they can have more freedom. They want the money so they can have more time, right? I heard the young man up here saying that when you start to do really, really well, that you need to make sure you have your systems in place so that you can have more time and freedom. And heed his advice, because if you do it properly, if you market yourself properly, it can happen very, very quickly. So here's the deal. Let me ask you a question. Industries change all the time. Are you changing? Are you changing as the industries change? Are you changing as innovation and technologies change? Or are you still doing things the same? Really think about that, right? Because think about the travel agent. Remember the travel agent? You used to need a travel agent to go to Los Angeles. I'm from San Francisco. So you used to need a travel agent to go from San Francisco to LA. Now you can sit in your undies with a cup of coffee and book a trip to Europe, right? Why? Because industries change. The travel agent is gone. They no longer exist. We want to make sure that you continue to survive and thrive in what you're doing, right? Think about the phone. Remember it was this big the first they came out, and now they're like small and they're big again. You know, it's changing all the time. You need to change too. And people are reluctant to do it. They're very reluctant to change. And so I hope today that I'm going to have you shift your thinking a bit and open your mind and just say, I'm not sure that girl is, but maybe I'm going to just let what she's saying come in. Right? And see if there's just a few nuggets that you can take away today that I believe will absolutely make huge impacts in your business. All right? So your marketing is changing. Make sure that you are. So what is engagement marketing? Engagement marketing is when you give as much information and value as you can to your consumer. You do not sell, you serve. You do not sell, you serve. How do you do that? You become the go-to person about anything and everything that has to do with credit all the time. Right? What's the first thing that people probably ask you when they see you? How do I increase my credit? Right? I saw a guy in the back had a shirt on that says, ask me how to improve your credit, which I love that shirt. Such a great idea. If you're a credit person, everybody wants to know, how do I improve my credit? Well, you should tell them. Engagement marketing is when you give them support, advice, you help them, you serve them. You don't sell to them. Every one of you, in my business, it's like in real estate, everywhere you go, I'm the top agent. Everyone's a top agent. I don't know how that is, right? So instead of saying, no one cares if you're a top agent, what they care about is, how can I help them? How can I serve you? How can I help you? How can I make your life better? That's what your consumer wants to know about you. How can you make their life better? Because I would assume that if they're having bad credit, that they're in a bad place, right? They can't get that car. They can't get that loan. They can't get that house. You can be like the superhero guy that gets him there, superhero woman that gets him there, right? But they need to know how to do it. And I would assume that most of them are embarrassed and afraid to actually reach out and ask. So here's what I'll tell you. The easiest way to do it is by doing it without them even asking. So I learned this skill. So when the market crashed, I went from selling 169 homes my best year to selling 12. It was a huge culture shock. I had a huge team, a life to support, 2 children to take care of. I had to make a change. So I started studying what the Fortune 500 companies do. How do they market to their people? How do they market their goods and service? They do content marketing. They engagement marketing. That's how they reach people. They give them what they need. They help them. They give them value. They give them support. They give them advice. That's what I'm telling you to do. It will definitely help you. Now, how are you going to stand out? How are you going to give people what they want without them asking, right? What's the best way to do it? How are you going to actually show up, grab their attention, and say, look at me? There's a lot of credit repair people out there. There's a ton of coaches out there. There's a million agents out there, right? So how do you stand out above the crowd? How do you make an impact? How do you make a difference? I say video, okay? So I know some of you are like, oh, I hate video. Video is really scary to some of you. I'll tell you, standing on stage for me, it's really, really scary. You probably don't believe me, but I was on the plane like having a panic attack because this is only the second time that I've gotten up in front of a group of people, and so I was very, very nervous. But I went through it, right? Because my goal is to be the #1 real estate trainer in the world. My goal is to make an impact and positively serve every life that I touch. That's my goal. That's what I feel like I was meant on this world to be. So I'm up here. So if you're afraid of a video, I need to tell you, you've got to just try to get over it. What does video do? Video helps people to get to know you, to like you, and trust you. It breaks down barriers, all right? So as you start doing video properly, all of a sudden your community gets to see you. They get to know you. They get to like you. And if they don't like you, that's okay. You don't want those people anyways, right? And they learn to trust that what you have to say is valuable. People, and most likely I would assume in your industry, are not coming out and saying, hey, I've got crappy credit. Can you help me out? They're afraid. They're ashamed, right? So if you're the person that gets out on video and says, hey, let's talk about how to improve your credit, or how to, what are some things that you would say for credit? Give me some advice. How would you help somebody? Tips on building credit score, right? 3 things to help you get into your home faster. Think about all the questions that people ask you when you first come, and then start doing videos on it. Get out there and do videos. Give them information. Give them value. Give them content. Answer the questions that they're already asking. Remember, video establishes trust. People get to see you. Do you know how afraid people are nowadays? There is so much stuff out there, right? Who do you believe? Who do you know what to do? How do you know, what's really going to work? As people see you on video, it breaks down the barrier. They go, wow, that person really knows what they're talking about. They're just giving me all this information for no reason, for free, but they still need you. So don't be afraid to give them everything that they need to know, because the bottom line is that they still need you to help them get you there, to help get them there. But guess what? They won't know about you if they don't see you. Your job is not just to be a credit repair hero, right? It's to be a marketer, to be an attention grabber. Your job is to stand out above the crowd and make sure that everyone sees you so they know that they can go to you. Think about how many times you've let's just say you've had a great contractor work for you, and you're going to use that person, right? But guess what? After a year goes by, you forget about that contractor, don't you? So I'm telling that you don't let anybody forget about you. Be the person that stands out all the time in their minds, because you're constantly being present. And when they see you, they get to like you, right? I want them to use me other than that person. And if they get to, if they see me enough, eventually the right people that I want to attract, my tribe, my avatar, is going to want to work with me. Not everybody will, because I'm pretty crazy and hyper, so, you either love me or don't, but that's okay. I'm only trying to go to the people that I know I'll connect with, that I can help, that I can serve better. Again, we said it breaks down barriers, and I'll tell you, it works so well. So videos help you get to know your consumer, right? And guess what? You are a product. You are a product. You're a service. But people don't know that unless you let them know about you. Okay, so this is some crazy information here. 64% of people said that they would buy a product. They're more likely to buy a product that they see online. You are a product. Are you online? Are people seeing you? Are they seeing you properly? Okay? 90% of customers report that video helps them make a purchasing decision. By using video, it helps them want to purchase if they see video. So give them what they want, and you're in it. 87% of marketers use video right now. You are marketers, all right? This is your business. Yes, you sell credit, but if people don't know about you, then they're not going to know that they can use you, right? This is a crazy stat here. Revenue increases by 50% when using video. And here's the cool thing. If you're brand new in the industry, this works for you. You can be brand spanking new and go out there and talk about credit and how you can help people and your 5 tips and things to do, and you can start quickly being seen as the expert, even though you're brand new. If you're doing a ton of business already and you want to increase that, I'll tell you what, do video. It works for beginners, it works for people in the middle, and it works for people at the very, very top. And it works very, very quickly, okay? I love this stat. So 1 single minute of video is equivalent to 1.8 million words. 1 minute of video, right? Because people see it and they hear it and it really resonates with them. So think about how many blogs you'd need to do, right, to have somebody get something, or you could just do 1 minute video. Make it a lot easier. I'm trying to save you guys time, right? So people retain 95% of what they watch and only 10% of what they read. I hope this is really, really clicking in. And I know that video is very, very scary for some people, but I'll tell you what, it works so, so well in any industry. And I'll tell you, especially with yours, I just think that it's just amazing what it can do because people are afraid to reach out. They're embarrassed. So if you're giving them information and value and they're getting to know that you're a real person and you want to help them, they're going to be more likely to reach out to you. And that's our goal, right? And here's what I learned when I was doing some research about your field. I learned that 30% of Americans have bad credit. That means that you can help 1 out of 3 people. Are you helping 1 out of 3 people? If not, you can, right? I mean, that I did not know that. So I was doing research trying to figure out how can I best serve you today? How can I kind of really make you impact? And I thought, 30%? That's a huge number. Right? That means if you're in a room of 30 people, 10 of them need your help. But they don't know that you can help them because you're not being seen. Right? So I'm going to encourage you to start being seen and show up where they are. And more importantly, we'll learn in a minute, to show up correctly so they're actually seeing you. So a lot of people need you. Hope you guys are, it's kind of sticking in. Sorry guys. So here's what I always tell. This is my book I wrote. I teach people that if you want to be seen, you want to be known, you need to be heard, right? Be seen, be known, be heard. How are you going to do that? By using video. And then properly distributing video so that people have no reason but to see you in all of their feeds. This is so powerful, and people are so afraid of it, but it works so, so quickly. Okay, so my point to you is give your consumer what they want, right? They want your help. 1 out of 3 people need your help. They want you to be able to give them what they need so they can move on and have a better quality of life. But they don't even know what they don't know, right? They don't even know that you can help them, but you can be the person that actually teaches them and helps them get there. So people are, what am I going to say on video? I'm so nervous. Talk about what you know. You're experts in your industry. Keenan and Daniel have given you the best platform with tons of information. Go on there and learn. Watch the videos and then regurgitate it, right? People are asking, how do I repair my credit? Tell them, because they want to know. How do I fix my credit? That's probably the first question you guys always get. What do I do? Sometimes I go a little bit ahead. So be their trusted resource. Be their guide to give them what they need to make their life better. I got to tell you, you guys have got a great job. I mean, how fulfilling must it be to do what you guys do? That's just, it's amazing. You're helping people. You're changing their lives. You're helping them be able to afford to buy a car or a new home. What a great position that you're in. But make sure people know about you to be able to do it. Okay, so look, when people do a Google search, I just looked up how to get good credit. All these things came up. All of these wonderful things are what you could do a video on. So if you're worried about what to say, go on Google, look at a book. So simple. You have a plethora of things to talk about. Take notes from this seminar and go and do a video on it, right? Because people need to know the information that you have, and you don't even realize just how bad they need it. So this is my question. Do you want to wait for clients to come to you, or do you want to have them coming to you, right? You want to chase them, or do you want them coming to you? By doing this, they will start to flock to you because they'll know that you even exist. And it becomes it's like feeding candy to a baby. It becomes so easy, so quickly. And your business can change very, very quickly and rapidly if you consistently start to use video in your marketing, you properly distribute it. all right? So people get so stressed out about using video, they're like, oh, it's too much stress. I'll tell you what, it's not hard at all. All you need is a video camera, right? How many of you have a phone? Raise your hand, get a phone. Oh my gosh, I should say who doesn't have a phone. We all have phones, right? All of our phones have cameras on them. All you need is your video camera and be like, hi, it's Krista talking about credit repair. That's all you need to do. It's not hard. Don't make it more than it is. I tell my students, just start. Be perfectly imperfect. And as you start to do it more and more, you'll become better and better. If you saw my first videos, I was like Speedy Gonzales Rabbit. You couldn't hear a word I said. And but I still did it. And eventually I got better and better and better. And now I dominate my field. My next closest person in my area, last year I sold 151 homes. They sold only 60. Imagine the difference. And I'm telling you, I attribute most of it to the fact that I use video and I properly distribute it. All right? It works so, so well. So as you start to use video in your area, and you can do this locally, you can even do this nationally. As you start to use it the right way, people are going to be like, aren't you that credit person? Aren't you that credit guy? Aren't you that credit girl? You will see it when you're at Starbucks all the time. People will not be able to forget that you're able to help them. They're going to be reminded of who you are because they're seeing you all over town. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's effortless lead generation. It makes your job easy. Instead of you, I'm not sure, cold calling or doing whatever it is that you do to get your leads, they just start coming to you because they're seeing you. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. So you're probably thinking right now, like, oh, I can't do this, Krista. It's really, really hard. Well, I'll tell you what. If you look at the results of using video properly, you'll change your mind. If Tiffany can do it, Tiffany has 5 children, and she's using video constantly, and she all of a sudden is starting to really, really dominate in her field, okay? We've got Jenny Parson. Look at that, an amazing credit score. She's a real estate agent that landed up with a credit repair person, and they did a video in their area talking about credit, right? If Jenny can do it, and Jenny was really, really nervous. If Jenny can do it, so can you. If Stephanie can do it, so can you. We are all the same. There's not one person in this room that cannot do this. It's just a matter of getting out of your head, right? And let me tell you something. You're not that important. People don't care if you make mistakes. They expect you to. They just need help. So don't make it about you. Make it about them. Pretend you're looking at like they're in their underwear or something. I don't know. Or you're talking to what's that guy, maybe the basketball on the island. Just put a basketball there. Pretend like you're talking to Willie or whatever his name was. And let's just do it. Solely, right? What was it? Wilson, yeah. I did have the ball. Yeah, Wilson, okay? So I'm not the only one doing this. People are doing this, and it's working very, very quickly, and they are seeing measurable results in their business because they are doing things differently, and they are standing out amongst the crowd, amongst all the noise. They are grabbing the attention of the consumer. Remember, you're a marketer, right? It's your job to grab people's attention, to get them to show up and want to use you. And be yourself, right? It's okay to make mistakes. Not everyone's going to be the same. If you're kind of more mosaic, be mosaic. Be that way. You'll just attract that kind of person. If you're totally hyper like me, be totally hyper, right? I will say one thing, though. You have to be enthusiastic. So no matter what in your videos, you've got to smile and you've got to be enthusiastic because people like people that are enthusiastic, right? They also like confidence. So make sure when you do it, you're confident, you're smiling, and be yourself. And it's okay if you make mistakes. Just keep on. I made mistakes up here, right? Do you guys want to throw eggs at me? No. I'm human, okay? I would say energy is engaging. If you don't have it, try to fake it a little bit. I just like getting past my slides. So quick review. What does video do? It establishes trust. It breaks down barriers. It gets people to know you, like you, and trust you, and it gets you to be seen, to be heard, and be known. They cannot forget you when you use video. And I would imagine that most of the people in your industry are not doing it. So there's other people in your area that are your competitors. This right here is what's going to set you apart from your competitors. This is what's going to help you do well. But here's the thing. It's not enough to just use video. You need to properly use video. And I think after seeing some of these stats, you guys are going to be pretty impressed as far as properly using video, what it can do. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so you have to distribute it properly. How many of you who are using social media? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you think you're using social media properly? Okay, this is going to help you then. So I love it if you said yes. So if you don't, that's awesome. You're going to learn how, all right? So you need to be seen where people are looking. And right now, people are looking on social media. I'm not going to go over all the platforms, but there's a lot of them. There are, there's Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram. There's a ton of platforms that you can do. You can do podcasts. We can go on and on, right? But I'm going to focus right now. Take a picture of that, yes, you know. I'm going to focus on just one because I would be here all day if I focused on all of them. So I'm going to focus on Facebook, all right? So on Facebook, there's over 2.1 billion active users on Facebook every single day. 2.1 billion. The average person visits Facebook for 51 minutes. 51 minutes. And they go there 17 times a day. Now I'm going to ask you, are you on Facebook? And, good. And if you're not on Facebook, are you on another platform? And are you mastering it? Are you studying how to properly use your platform? Okay? 76% of people on Facebook are female. Why am I telling you this? Because who is your avatar? These are very important facts, whether you're using Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter. Who is your population? Who are you trying to go after? You need to know that. For me, the reason I use Facebook is because in my real estate industry, the woman is the decision maker. So I decided to make Facebook be my platform because I know the woman is going to be the decision maker. I would tell you, most likely in your business, I would say it's the same because women are usually the ones that get things going in the household, right? Men, shake your heads. Yes, we are. Okay, we're the ones that are doing it, right? We're the ones that are getting things done. So you might want to think about Facebook for your platform, okay? That best traffic time is between 1 and 3 p.m. Why is this important to know? Because you want to know when you should be running your ads, when you should be spending your money on Facebook properly so you don't waste it. And this is crazy. Engagement is 81% higher on Thursday and Friday. So here's the thing. This will tell you all the numbers. You can look at that later, take a picture if you want. But it's important to know so you know who your target market is. But here's what most people do with social media. They do it incorrectly. Most people will just post on their page. They'll post on their business page. They might even do a boost. But guess what? And they're wondering, why is this not working? Why am I not getting enough leads? Why are not enough people calling me and contacting me? Because they're not properly using social media. So I'm going to encourage you, whatever your platform is, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter, to figure out how their algorithm works so you can properly get yourself out there, right? So I'm going to show you how social media is done correctly. Do not just boost. There's a reason you never want to boost. People, you say on Facebook, boost this ad, $20. The thing about just boosting is you can do nothing with that algorithm, all right? So when you just boost, you don't know who's seeing it. You don't know, you can't retarget to them. So just boosting is not enough. If you are just boosting or just, even worse, only posting on your business page, about 3% of people are actually seeing what you're doing. There's all these companies out there that are saying, hey, hire me to do a Facebook campaign or hire me to run your ads. But guess what? They're giving the same exact ad to every single other credit repair person out there. So it's not doing anything for you because Facebook is an algorithm. And their algorithm reads the use of their user and gives their user what they want. So here's the deal. When you boost something, it's cool, right? You can actually pick your area and that kind of thing. But the problem is that you can't do anything with it. You can't do anything with the information that you've received. So it's really important to make sure that once you get that information, then you know what to do with it correctly, okay? So the first thing is you want to set up an ads manager account. All of you should be running your Facebook ads through your ads manager account, all right? Are all of you doing that? Okay. If you are, raise your hand. Okay, good. Very, very good. So that's about 10% of the room. So the other 90% of you need to make sure that you set up an ads manager account and you start running your campaigns, which you all should be doing through your ads manager account. All right? When you do that, you can actually see the analytics. You can see how many people have looked at your ads. Were they women? Were they men? How many times your videos were watched? How many seconds your videos were watched? How many people you reached? And the best thing is that you can retarget them. We'll get that to in a minute. So after you set up your ads manager account, then you're going to want to create a landing page, right? A landing page is something where people go to actually click on. For example, I would like to get a free credit guide, okay? What's the 3 tips to increase my credit? That would be something called like a landing page where people would land on it, and then they would give you their information, and it will bring them through a funnel, all right? This funnel gives you their name, their phone number, their contact information. So here's an example. Click here for a free free credit repair guide. Now, if you look at this, on this ad right here, you can see that we had, and this is just barely ran, this is actually one of my students, she reached 5,400 people, and she had 7,300 views on her video, okay? Here's another one, this is a good example. This is 207 hours of people watching this video because it was properly distributed through their ads manager account. 207 hours. That is a lot of time somebody seeing your beautiful face and learning about credit, isn't it? 132,000 people viewed this ad because it was properly distributed on social media. Remember, 2.1 billion people are going on Facebook every day. They're there for 51 minutes. So make sure that when you're on social media, you're properly using it. And we're showing you how to do it right here, okay? So on this one, you see that's 206 hours just from one video. Very, very effective. Step 2, make sure that when you use when you create your ad through your ads manager account, that you use captivating photos, that you use captivating copy. What is copy? Copy is wording, right? Are you tired of not being able to, buy a car? Are you tired of not being able to get a new visa? Whatever it might be. Use something that's going to make people want to click, right? Use captivating photos, captivating copy in it. So this right here is an example of an ad with a video, you see, that we ran, and it was during the Super Bowl. So we ran the Mashore Bowl, right? And on it was a funny video where we talked about just things that you should do in selling a house. Something like that you could do with things you should do when trying to repair your credit, or how certain things will help you change your life by properly having your credit score go up. Here's an example, erasing bad credit, right? I think if I saw that, I want to be like, how do I do that? I have bad credit. Okay? Good credit, next exit. These are different, you could use this as a landing page to get someone to want to click on your ad so they're going to see your stuff. Credit repair. If 1 out of 3 people has bad credit, you should be all over social media telling people how you can help them and then targeting them. Okay? 9 tips on credit repair for buying a house. That's awesome. Most everyone needs that, right? So your job when your people are scrolling through Facebook is to get them to stop the scroll. You want them to stop the scroll, right? Because what do we all do? We do this. So your job is to get them to stop the scroll. By seeing something like that, they're going to stop the scroll, right? They're going to stop the scroll. So make sure whatever that your copy that you're using on your ads is going to make them want to stop the scroll. Because Facebook identifies the behavior of the user. When they stop the scroll, guess what Facebook does? It gives them more of what they want, which means they're going to start seeing your ad more and more because Facebook, their algorithm pushes them there. So you want to make sure that you are doing, you're properly distributing your content to get them to stop the scroll. Okay? Here's an example. Is your credit holding you down with one of those captivating photos? Crap credit? I'd put a big crap sign there or something. I mean, I really would. I would do like a poop emoji. Crap credit? I mean, people would be like, what's that? Right? Get them to stop. Step 4, you're going to run an ad to your target audience. Right? This is where the gold comes in. You're going to be able to pick your audience. You're going to say exactly who you want to see this ad. Do you want everyone in your community to see it? Are you going locally? Are you going nationally? In your ad, you can tell Facebook exactly who you want to see it. You can pick your age group, right? I probably wouldn't be going people that are, 16 years old. I'd probably start like maybe 22. I'm not sure whatever age people start having bad credit or want to improve their credit, that's where I'd run my ad. And you can stop at a certain area. Facebook even allows you to pick certain interests, right? Certain interests like buying a home, first-time home buyer. I mean, if you're a credit person, I think a first-time home buyer might want to know how to get better credit. Facebook allows you to target those people. So picking your audience is very, very important. Do you see how you can see it here? Facebook lets you do exactly that. All right? But here's where the sauce comes in. This is the best part about using your ads manager account. Remember, using video properly at the same time is that you can retarget to people. So as you create an ad and somebody does a specific behavior, you can go in there and analyze the data and you can see what they're doing. Meaning you can see this person watched my video for 30 seconds. Or this person, clicked it or shared it, this group of people. And then you can retarget a similar ad to them based upon their behavior. So if you're doing an ad on credit repair and somebody is watching a video or clicking or whatever, you can then tell Facebook, okay, I want you to then now send my next ad to all the people that watched my video for 10 seconds or more. So then they're seeing you again. Does that make sense? This is why it's so much more important not to just boost, because if you boost, there's nothing you can do with the analytics. The gold and the juice is in taking the information that you get from running these ads and then running more ads and retargeting those people. And then what happens is they get pixeled, and everywhere you go, you start showing up, right? And the more that people engage with your ads, the more inexpensive it gets. Facebook starts to see their behavior, and they push more of your credit repair content to them. You're like the credit repair hero, right? You're going to be all over the place. That's the gold about properly using social media. And I'll tell you that most people are using it incorrectly. You can reach the masses, right? So I heard people say, we did a seminar. So what I will say is that I would much rather reach 100,000 people by paying a $100 ad than maybe having 10 or 15 show up to my credit repair, right? And with all due respect for my seminars. Seminars are great, but you could do a virtual online seminar that you then use target market ads to have them sign up for a virtual credit repair webinar, right? So everyone is seeing, and you're being seen by the masses. Then your time is more leveraged, and you're letting people go when it's convenient for them. All done through properly using social media. Okay? Look at this ad. 2,401 post clicks. Do you know what that means? That means that 2,401 people clicked or shared or commented on one ad. Why? Because I'm showing the ads to people that are already interested. That's a lot of people, right? That's how you quickly become the community repair expert in your area. You're going to become the repair leader in your area because you're properly distributing it through the right channels. And if you do it using video, man, it's golden for you. Absolutely golden. Imagine 2,401 people seeing you and what you're offering. Doesn't that sound nice? Like, wow, might be able to get them quickly, right? 25,000 video views. Very, very nice. 132,000 views, 207 hours watched. Again, just with one ad, okay? The nice thing, too, on this is that you can actually see how much money you're spending. You're spending 1 cent to reach somebody, 1 cent. Very, very powerful. You cannot see any of this, nor can you retarget if you're just boosting. And again, if you're just posting on your business page or you're just posting on your Facebook personal page, no one is seeing you because Facebook wants you to pay to play. They want your money, right? They're a business, a really good business. So they want your money. So in order for you to really be seen, you need to properly use your ads manager account. Now, it's not just me doing stuff like this. This is PJ. PJ just recently learned how to do this, and he had 631 minutes of people watching his video. 631 minutes. Somebody using this type of service for less than 3 weeks. So it can work for you, too. PJ is no different than you, right? Neither is Josh. Josh is just like you, too. But Josh is consistently using video and his ads manager account to show up as the expert authority in his industry. And he is quickly dominating. You can dominate too. Look at Tracy. Tracy is killing it, man. She's a lender. And she's doing the same thing. She now literally has so many appointments booked out with real estate agents based upon target marketing them and showing them what value she can get them. And she's doing it all through these measures. So whether you're selling chapstick, t-shirts, or credit repair, this works. So that is where the gold comes. These little cute little ads. The gold comes in the retargeting, right? The gold comes in the retargeting. Social media is so powerful. It's at our fingertips. Take advantage of it. And it's so affordable and so inexpensive. So to recap, engagement marketing. Engagement marketing is what the Fortune 500 companies use to run their business, right? It's when you give information and content and value. You are serving. You are not selling. You are answering the questions that people want. You are meeting their needs without them asking you, how do I fix my credit? You're telling them, right? That's engagement marketing. Serve, don't sell. The best way to do it is through video because it gets people to know you, to like you and trust you, and it breaks down barriers. They see you, right? People are afraid right now. They're afraid to ask for help. They're afraid to raise their hand and say, I have crappy credit. They are, because it's embarrassing. But you want to be the person that shows up and says, I can help you. I can make your life better. Just like by utilizing these type of skills, your life can get better very, very quickly. And lastly, you want to properly distribute the video and the information correctly using social media and using the Ads Manager account. Retargeting is key for you, right? Because when you retarget, you're giving people what they want based upon their behaviors, and Facebook is feeding it to them. Does that make sense? Okay. And here's the deal, everyone. If you're not going to be consistent about it, don't even do it, right? In your business, whether you use this or anything else, I will tell you that the gold is in being consistent. By doing something over and over and being emphatic about being as consistent as possible. That is what's going to help you be successful. So those people that you look at that you think are just doing so well, they're doing well because they were consistent about what they were doing. They made a decision to show up every single day, even when it got hard, even when they didn't want to, and to continue to do it, because guess what? It does get hard. You're building a business. You're entrepreneurs. Right? You're all entrepreneurs in this area. And it gets hard, I can imagine. But just keep on going, because just as that one young man said, I can imagine that most of you are almost at the tipping point, right? And when it gets hardest, when you're just ready to give up, that's usually when gold's about to strike. It really is. Gold's about to strike. You're 3 feet from gold. So keep on going. And know that everyone in this room that you might think might be doing better business than you or more business than you, it's not because they're better than you. It might be because they've made the choice to be consistent and to keep on moving. Because we all have adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity that gets you where you're going. So you guys want, you can download my free book. All these tactics are in there. And again, I'm now currently writing another book that's just based on entrepreneurs that just teaches people how to properly market and distribute their book. This is an ebook. I would say about 75% of this is all marketing. All the tactics we talked about now are there for you for free. I wanted to give this to you because Keenan and Daniel were so gracious to have me here. And quite frankly, I know this will help you. So I have about 15 minutes left, and I like to be able to answer questions if you guys would like. So it's up to you. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to ask, I'd love to help. Sorry.
Everybody, do us a quick favor and come up so that we can get the questions on Mashore and everybody can hear.
And say your name, because I want to be able to say your name back.
Seth Mitchell. Are you using any particular funnel system?
Any, you know what, funnel?
Funnel system,
So
yes.
so I use ClickFunnels. I'd also use Entreport through mine. But however, with Facebook, you can actually use their landing pages, which is actually better through Facebook because it doesn't take you off of the system. When you're using Facebook, they prefer for you to use their lead gen landing pages because it doesn't take you out.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I love Entreport and ClickFunnels. I use them both in my business. Thank you for the question. And if I didn't answer it properly, feel free to say, I don't understand.
Hi, my name is Felix Ortiz.
Hi.
Good.
Felix.
Yes. 2 questions. Do you talk about in the book about your Facebook's ads and how to run them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And second, on Facebook, where you have your personal account, are you using that attached to your business, or you have a separate one for your business?
So I have my personal account and my business account. Remember, when you're posting on your personal account, it's 80% personal, 20% business. Your business page is 80% business, but 20% personal. But what I do is I post on one of those accounts first, then I go into my Ads Manager account and pull from one of those posts so that all the numbers show up together. And remember, if you are not running your ads through your Ads Manager account, whether it's your Facebook page, your personal or your business, less than 3% of people are even seeing it. You have to properly run an ad through your Ads Manager account. So your first step, all of you need to do when you go home, is open up an Ads Manager account through Facebook.
So what I have is my personal, and then it let me open a business account. So are they attached, or is that?
They're not attached, but so you're going to want to do them each separately.
So I would open a new one for my business?
No, you already have a business, right?
Yeah, I have a business next to my personal account.
Then you're good.
Okay.
But again, if you're not running your ads or you showing up, what you're trying to let
Through
people
the
see,
ad manager.
no one's seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the biggest mistake most people make, is that they will run an ad through their business page or through their personal page, but no one's seeing it because Facebook wants your money. Yeah.
Daniel Salazar.
Hello.
Quick question. Is there such thing as overposting?
I believe there is. Absolutely, yes. I mean, people get kind of sick of it. So what I teach people initially when you start doing video is post to your family, post to your friends so you can start feeling more comfortable with it. You would not believe like what I see with my students. When they post, I'm like, don't do that. So they have to learn for a while. So initially, just post just to your friends and family, send them videos and such. And then my recommendation is about one informational video a week, right? So one video a week. You want to get out there and start pumping. If you're doing it every day, it's too much. And when you first start pumping out your material through your ads manager account, you want to use the reach objective, all right? The reach objective is going to have people get to see you like crazy. And then after about a month, you're going to want to start using the video views objective, all right? Initially, when you use the reach, you're just being seen by everyone. It's kind of like, the research shows it takes people about 12 times to want to click on you. Just like 12 calls. And the reason being is because they're afraid that you're not going to continue to show up, that you're not really real. So overposting, absolutely yes. I would recommend once per week.
Jeff Rubens from Lightning Credit Solutions. Thank you for all the info today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I do have a question. We actually generate a few hundred leads a week off Facebook right now. What do you consider a good click-through rate? Let's say we've got 10,000 people who we know have viewed it. What would you consider a good click-through rate?
People giving you their contact information, name, phone number, address, email, all that?
Right, just click it, yeah.
About 3%, if they're actually giving you their information.
Yeah.
Yeah, about
Okay.
3%.
All right, thank you.
Is that about what you're doing?
We're doing a little better than that.
That's good. Awesome.
Okay, thanks.
That's awesome.
Good morning, Krista. I'm Beatrice Paul. Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Beatrice.
Thanks for coming down and giving us information. I usually post on all social media. I wanted to get your feedback on what you think about hashtags on Facebook.
Yes.
I know that it's probably not visible as much, but I wanted to get your input on it.
Absolutely. Facebook just recently said that they are liking hashtags. So Facebook as well as Google, they like hashtags. So the more hashtags that you can use, the better. Also, the more emojis that you can use, the better. Emojis and hashtags are awesome. You just notice some of these posts you saw a lot of emojis, right? You want to use hashtags and emojis all the time.
Do you go into detail in your ebook on how to use the ad manager?
It doesn't really go into detail
Not to
on
detail.
all of it, no. It just kind of tells you, but you can Google it. I mean, literally, if you Google will show you how to do step by step, how to do all of this. Google will get you there. And it can be a little hard sometimes, but you can work your way through it. And it's just like anything else. My dad used to hate texting and thought it was the worst thing ever. Now he's like a texting emoji fool. It's just practice. Really, it's like sending text videos. It's like, Dad, enough. But it's just about practice.
Okay.
You know?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking.
Hi, Krista.
Hi.
So you have coaching. Do you coach personally how to do this the right way? Because I don't have time to Google, read, learn.
I do.
And then, so I just want somebody to pay somebody to show me how to do it.
If you go to Krista Mashore Coaching, we absolutely do. We coach
All right.
entrepreneurs in all different fields on how to do this properly.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. Anything else? Don't be shy. You have a question?
What is your take on live video versus just posting a regular video?
So Facebook a while back really heavily promoted live. In fact, they would put it to the top of the feed. They don't so much anymore, but the nice thing about live is that when you do live, your audience can interact with you live. Does that make sense? So they can actually ask questions to you. There's something called Be Live TV. Have you heard of Be Live TV? Use Be Live TV. It's free. And there's a package you can actually purchase, but it's free, and people can ask you questions as you're going. So for example, I do a live every Tuesday and Thursday from 9:15 to 9:45, so my audience expects to see me, and then you have more and more people show up, right? And here's the thing, when you first start doing it, no one's gonna show up. And that's okay. But in a month or 2 months or a year, you're going to have people that are showing up because they get more interested. And people are afraid that you're not the real deal. So many people are not consistent about what they're doing. They're afraid to tune in, right? They're afraid to trust you. So as soon as they realize they can, but I mean, you guys could just do so much with credit repair. I mean, you'd probably have huge audiences. And then people can ask you questions when it's live. So live is a wonderful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The only bad thing is if you like totally mess up, you know. But we all mess up. Yes.
With all the clutter, how are they going to find you?
What do you mean?
With all the clutter.
All the clutter. You run a Facebook target market ad. That you use your ads manager account. Use your ads manager account. Oh, let me give you an example. And again, I just started coaching, in December. So we launched pretty much in January. And we already have 92 students, and we've made over $256,000 in the past 6 weeks, all from doing exactly what I'm showing you right now. I was in the real estate industry, right? Now I'm coaching real estate agents, and the exact same technique that I'm teaching you is exactly what I'm doing in my my coaching business. So basically what I did was for the first 8 weeks, I just pumped out video content. Free. I ran target market ads to real estate agents across the nation, just giving them information, giving them value, helping them, not asking them for anything. I was serving them, right? I was helping them. And then they start to say, wow, this girl's showing up a lot. She actually knows what she's talking about. And then after that, I put them through my book funnel, right? And then I put them through my high-ticket coaching funnel. And now after 4 months, this is not just me. It's happening to people all over the country that are properly doing it. But it does take a little bit of time, and you have to be consistent about it. But it really, really works. Anything else? One more.
Valentina,
Hi,
do you
Valentina.
target your video to just female? Because for me, is when you're talking about, hey ladies, what's going on? Do you do that, or you just make it generic?
I don't. So even in my real estate business, I don't do that because even though 76% are women and the women are the decision maker, I do not do that because you never know. But you can. I mean, it depends on who your avatar is. If your avatar really is females, you can do that and it'll save your budget. Your budget will go longer, right? But for me in my coaching business, I thought my avatar was women, and I was completely wrong. My avatar is men and women almost equal. So, and I learned that, the hard way. I actually paid a branding company like $30,000 to tell me who my avatar was, and they were wrong. So sometimes you just learn from testing. You A/B and test your ads, right? Even just by changing a photo sometimes, your ad can run so much better. And that's the power of using your ads manager account, is you can test and tweak and change. And then your budget will go farther, right? Anything else? Okay, I appreciate your guys' time. Go kick some credit butt. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Good. So that's a really good question. So when you first start doing video on Facebook through your Ads Manager account, because Facebook, they don't know what the user experience is or what they want, it takes a little, your budget doesn't last quite as long. But as you start to do it more often and Facebook can see who the audience is, who's interacting with your ads, your budget goes a lot further. I personally do $200 with every video that I run, right? I do $200, and every single informational video that I do, I use $200. Every single home tour that I have, I use $200. And now with my coaching business, I'm spending about $1,000 a day on Facebook ads just for my coaching business. But I see the power of it, right? I mean, that's pretty big numbers, and it's all from properly distributing video and using the Ads Manager properly. And it takes time and testing. We've made some big mistakes.
Krista?
Yes?
I'm sorry, if you run $1,000 a day, how many views do you think that $1,000 is getting? Not clicks, but just
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, on my Ads Manager account, you can actually download something on your Facebook. I can show people you want the break, but you can see like everyone commenting, sharing. It's just constant. I mean, it's like boo. It's just constant. We can't even keep up with it. We can't keep up with it. But again, and it's only been 4 months, huh?
is there an average number?
Well, with my real estate videos, they're about 100,000 views, right? We average around 200 hours of people watching my real estate videos. But I've been doing that for about 6 years. But this will help you. So with our high-ticket coaching funnel that we're running right now, I have 3 full-time salespeople. They're all booked out 3 days with 8 calls, 8 hours a day. So that's 24 calls a day for 3 days. So that kind of helps, right? And we have about half of them show up because not all of them show up, even though we do all this crazy stuff to get them there. But that kind of gives you an idea of how many are clicking. Yes?
What's your experience cost per lead from B2C side and B2B side?
I'm sorry.
What's the cost per lead?
So it's totally different. So for high-ticket coaching, when we first started, we're at $178 for a lead application for coaching, right? But this is high-ticket, so it's a little bit different. And we got that down to $32 per application to get somebody on the phone. But for you guys and for my real estate business, it's much different. I mean, we are running ads and getting 132,000 people or 120,000 people or 65,000 people that are seeing it, right? And continually engaging because it's not, I'm going nationally. You might just want to go locally and really be like the local credit person. kind of all depends on what your outcome is. If you want to be like the credit person nationally, it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but I believe that if you do it correctly over time, you will absolutely reap the rewards. But make sure you're ABC testing, right? You want to change pictures, change copy, change the call to action. So it's about 1 cent for real estate. 1 cent. Okay.
Tamari Story, Hard and Credit Pulse. Do you ever pay a third party to manage your in post for you? I know there's companies that are popping up where you can pay for them to post for you weekly. I guess my question is, do you personally do that?
No.
Okay, and then my second question is, do you, if you don't have the time, do you advise us to make that investment?
So I do, but be very careful. So I always encourage everyone to work on your business, not in your business. So I do believe that originally it's important for you to understand how to do it, because many companies are not doing it correctly. Here's a really good example. So in my program, we have a real estate Facebook specialist who was being paid $1,000 a month to actually post correctly for real estate agents, and she joined my program because she didn't know how to do it properly. There's a lot of companies out there right now that are Facebook specialists that are trying to take your money. Be very careful. If they're not using the ads manager account, if they're just posting the same thing on your ad they are everyone else, run. And most of them are just boosting.
Hi. So what is your take on the mix of personal and your business? Like for me, I just transferred into this. I was a professional basketball player, so that's why I have the following that I have, because
awesome.
People believe in me. They always followed me. So with me, switching over to that, people kind of, is Amber the basketball player? So what do you do as far as the mix in personal versus credit, or do I just go posting all credit things?
I would do both. I mean, if you have that huge following, you are just so lucky. If you have that following already, people already kind of trust you, who you are. You can so quickly be seen as the expert, and you'll have the following. It'll be so great for you. I would do both. Do both. If you have a lot, they're all on your personal page. Post on your personal page. Maybe it's usually supposed to be 80-20, which is 20% business. Maybe try it out at first, 70-30, maybe 60-40, but don't do too much because people will get bothered by it. And if you do it business, make it more fun. So for example, in real estate, let's just say, I don't just do real estate videos. I do videos on the best restaurant in town, the best place to take your Valentine. The best place to get the hot dogs. I mean, we've interviewed restaurants, we've interviewed local experts. We do more of that than we do real estate. So I do one market update a month, and the rest are anything about the community. What's fun to do this weekend? Do that, right? Then you're they're seeing you, and then throw in, hey, if you want to know about credit, right? Always kind of throw that at the end, but start interviewing your community. That was the most effective for me, is interviewing my community, being seen, telling people what to do. If you wanted to know anything about my area, they knew that I was the person to go to because I blasted it everywhere. Again, not telling you about real estate. It was about what's great in the area. And I'm up. My time's up. Anybody else? Yes.
We're good.
I really focus on Facebook, but I do something called video repurposing. So I'll take a video, then I'll send it over to Rev to get it transcribed, which means that'll give me all the words for it. Then I take those words, I put them on my blog, then I put that video on YouTube as well. Then I do the long post on video. So there's a whole technique with video called video repurposing, and it just absolutely, you can do 6 or 7 different marketing techniques just from one video. So video, I know, is kind of scary, but if you utilize it properly and distribute it correctly with all those channels, you're showing up on YouTube one day, then you're on Facebook one day, then you're on Instagram one day, then you're putting it on your blog. And it's a lot of work doing that, but it quickly gets you going because you're just all over the place. Good questions.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Krista.